Hi lovelies, how we doing? Welcome back. Right, today I'm going to do a wee review on some foundation. So I have recently found out that Mary Kay Australia and New Zealand has been closed down. So for those of you who don't know, Mary Kay is the company that I was selling, so I was using their product as well. I have to this day to find a foundation concealer powder combo that would actually beat that for longevity, how much of it you use, price, so all these things. So I thought I might take you guys on this journey that I'm taking to try and find foundation or a whole base that is actually going to replace those in my kit and for myself. Today what we're going to try is the Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation Concealer. Right, so what I'm going to do is actually go through a few different things like price, how much of the product you actually use, how it feels on the skin, how easy it is to work with, the longevity of it, and how it works with the current products that I'm using. So I figured that I would keep my primer, and I'm still going to use the same powders as well, just so that I can see how the foundations are working with those powders, because one step at a time. Right, so the foundations I purchased in 3 different colours. I went to Farmers and they didn't have testers for all of them, which was really annoying, and apparently Revolution haven't sent them to them, so they're really struggling to actually get all of the testers for the products that they have. So anyway, I purchased 3 of them. So I got F4, F6 and F7. On the Revolution website it actually breaks down what each of those colours mean. So I have a pink undertone, can get away with neutral. So F4 is for light skin tones with pink undertone. F6 is for for light to medium skin tones with a neutral undertone, and F7 is for medium skin tones with a neutral undertone. So hopefully with those I should be able to get a good colour for me at the moment. Although my face and neck are pale because I wear sunscreen, I actually do have a tan on my chest and arms, and so I think it's really important that your face actually matches your chest and arms rather than your neck, because your neck doesn't actually see the sun. So I'm just going to do a quick play with these and work out what colour will be best for me, and I'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, this colour here is the F4, and this is disappearing into my skin really easily. So this is a really good colour for me when I don't have a tan, so over the winter months. Then I have got the F6 and F7. I think that, to be honest, the F7 and maybe F4 mixed together might be quite good for me at the moment. I've taken my jersey off to kind of see. You can't really see my tan on there, but I do have a bit of a tan, believe it or not. So I think I might have to mix those two to get the right colour. So let's try those together. Right, I have, by the way, when I was off camera, I was cracking up at this. So this, listen to this. I know I'm such a child. That makes the most awful sound. So they come on a rather large dough fit like this. You can of course apply this directly to your face, but what I would do is just put it onto the back of my hand, because I like to, oh my god, that sound. I like to take it, a brush from the back of my hand, so I use it like a palette. So the good thing with these dough feet is that they give you like a blob of product at the bottom. So if I just go like that, hopefully that darker one will just mix into that pink undertone one and work quite well for me. You can of course blot this around your face, but the problem with that is you can end up with kind of streakiness, so I prefer to do it again from the back of my hand, to mix it on my hand and then apply it to my face. Right, so I'm just going to use the Revolution Mattify primer. I just use my fingers to massage that in. So this morning I have, no, I haven't concealed anything yet. I have cleansed with the, what is it called? Antipodes Grace Cleanser. I have been finding that absolutely beautiful on my skin. I have oily skin, which it's not necessarily recommended for, but because it's a cream cleanser, but it's just so gentle that I don't need to put moisturizer straight on top of it, whereas like cleansers for oily skin really like make everything squeaky clean, which is not necessarily great for my skin. Then I have done the Taylor Polish scrub, so I just do that in the shower, and then I have used the Antipodes Day Cream. So I haven't put any serums or anything on because, again, oily skin, want to make sure that this is actually gonna, that I'm giving this the best chance that it's got. Right, so now I've primed, so I'm just going to use my kabuki brush and that foundation on the back of my hand, so I'm just going to pick some of that up and blend that all over. Okay, I think that colour is going to work well. So I always start with the T-zone and blend out from there, so that I have less product on the outer edges. Okay, so it does say it's a full coverage foundation. I didn't put a lot on the back of my hand, but I can, to me that's a medium coverage. I can definitely still see my freckles through it. It's taken away all the redness though, so it's actually the kind of coverage that I prefer. So I'm just going to actually leave it at one layer, and I might try and do this again tomorrow and build it up and see what kind of coverage I can get with building it up. Right, and then for the concealers, right, so I went 3 colours again. So I went C3, C6 and C7. Again, they have all the colours in the descriptions to help you work out which is right for you. So I went C3 for fair skin tones with a cool undertone. C6 is for light to medium skin tones with a neutral undertone, and C7 is for medium skin tones with a neutral undertone. Right, so I'm just going to quickly swatch these on the back of my hand to work out what colour I would be. I can get the lid off. Oh, and again, quite a big doe foot, obviously not as big as the foundation one. So I didn't quite do this in order. The top one there is the C3, this one is C7, and this one is C6. So I've actually left the base of that foundation on my hand so that I could see how they would work together. And I think I might have to do a mix again of C3 and C7. So this, I just use the actual doe foot to apply straight to my face. So just do a couple of stripes there, and anything else that I want to cover. So that's the light one, the C3, and then the C7. I'm just going to stripe between those, just to give them a bit more colour. Okay, and I blend them out. Oh, actually I'm going to use my... Where is it? Oh, there it is. Right, so I'm going to use the smaller kabuki brush for under the eye area. Right, also wanted to let you know that I'm trying the Milani eyeshadow primer. I heard good things about that from the girls at Farmers, and also have seen a few people trying it on other YouTube channels. So I thought that I would give that a go, and then I've just used the Jaclyn Hill eyeshadows on top because I know how they perform with what I do. So again, with no Mary Kay, I won't be able to get the eyeshadow primer forever, so trying to find a replacement for those. It seems to be covering my dark circles really well. That's good to know, and then I'm just going to use my foundation brush to blend the rest of that out. So I like to pat it so that it's not like pulling it over my skin. especially when you're trying to conceal things, you want to have them nicely covered. Oh, so many little spots at the moment. That doesn't normally happen to me, but it kind of creased into that little crease on my chin. Not ideal, but we'll see how we go. Okay, and I have got a new Revolution setting powder to try, but I'm actually going to set it with my normal powders because I know, again, I know how they perform and want to give this the best chance that I've got. So I'm going to use the Mary Kay translucent powder under the eye area. And at the moment I am mixing 2 of my Mary Kay mineral powders, so I'm using the Ivory 2 and the Beige 1. So first just going to go in with Ivory 2 through the centre. And then a bit of the Beige 1 around the outer edges, here out of the way. And then just that Beige 2 to use it kind of like a bronzer. I'm just going to bring it down the neck a little bit. Really don't look as tan on camera as I do in real life, you know, for my tan. Okay, so that's the base. Let's have a close-up look at how that's looking. Right, so forehead is, it's all looking very matte, but that does happen obviously with just putting the powder on. So you can definitely still see my freckles through that. Oh, it doesn't like me moving, does it? Sorry. And then if we check out the nose, I am such a nose wiper, so I expect this to still come off of my nose a bit, but just so that we can get a look of how that's looking. The under eye, I have got a wee dry patch there, just sitting here, so I'm just trying to ignore that bit, but it seems to not be sitting in the creases at the moment. And again, I've got some dryness here and on this side, so just ignore those. That chin's a bit worrying. Let's just try that. Make sure that powder is in there and setting that as well. So anyway, I think that is looking quite nice. It looks like skin, which is what I like. So I'm going to jump off camera and finish off my makeup. I'm going to go and do a few errands today. I've got obviously school pickup. Elisa's got things after school. So I'm going to jump back on tonight and show you guys how it's gone for the day. Bye. Hello, gorgeous people. So the makeup has now been on for 5 hours, so just wanted to give you a quick update of what it looks like. So forehead is still looking the same. It's going a little bit shiny, but looking pretty good. Like I said, it's come off my nose a little bit, but I knew that would happen because I wipe my nose a lot. I don't know why. The chin's starting to look a little bit shiny, and that little crease that I was looking at is that little crease is showing a little bit, but not that bad. Otherwise I think it's looking pretty good. How are those eye wrinkles? Let me just look in the mirror. I think that's looking pretty good. Impressed. Alright, so I'm just going to go and carry on with my duties for the day, and I will be back soon. Hello lovely people. Hello shiny Robin. Okay, so this is my skin, how it always looks at the end of the day. It is now 10 o'clock, it's 10 past 10, so this makeup has nearly been on for 12 hours. So really want to take it off and get into bed, but thought I'd jump on and show you. So as you can see, it's shiny. Again, oily skin, it's going to go shiny. This is my life. to be able to show you properly what this actually looks like, I think I need to blot off the shine. So I'm just quickly going to do that just with a tissue. There's not actually too much transfer on there. Okay, so now you can kind of see what I look like. Right, so I'm going to zoom you in. Alright, we will start with the forehead. So still got a lot of the foundation on there. It hasn't gone into my creases or anything too bad. I have noticed here in the eyes that like around the eyes there, sorry, especially my little crow's feet there, that it has definitely gone into those little creases. So that's actually more the concealer there. No foundation was there, it was concealer. But otherwise that's looking okay. The nose, as I said, I wipe my nose a lot, so I'm not surprised that that has come off my nose. That's looking crazy shiny in that picture, but yeah, so not surprised that came off. But if you have a good look at it, it hasn't set into any creases or anything there. I've got some dryness going on, some dry patchiness going on there, and under the eye, and it's not changed any different than what it was first thing when I put it on. And there was that crease in the chin, which it kind of, you can't really tell, it's kind of gone into that wee crease, but not too bad. So I have had a busy day, as all my days are busy, but I've got a 9-month-old baby, so he touches my face, and you know, I've got a girl who I hug and kiss all the time, and you know, it's not like nobody's touching my face, so not surprised that it's not perfect, but really impressed for the price that is and for how well this has lasted. So let's just quickly go over those things to start with while we're on the subject. So these foundations are $19.50. So you get 23 mils for that, and it's in gorgeous packaging. This is actually a glass bottle, and like a plasticky lid, and it's all in rose gold, which you may have learnt by now that I love rose gold. So it comes on this doe foot. The only thing I personally don't like about that is the sound. That's just really annoying me. But like at the end of the day, that's not actually a problem. I quite like how you get a blob of it on the end, so you can wipe that onto the back of your hand and use that from there. It's also cruelty free and vegan, which is what I'm trying to get into, so that's awesome to know. What else can I tell you about it? It is a, they do call it a demi matte, so that's what made me kind of go towards this one. They do now have a conceal and hydrate. I'm not sure if that's actually available in New Zealand, but I've seen that on their website. So as far as the colour, it does actually, the way that they explained those colours on their website was actually really good. So it really helped me when I was in there. Like I said, there was no testers, so it helped me when I was in the shop to be able to work out which was actually right for me. For how much you use, so I pulled out that little blob that was on the end of the doe foot. I did 3 of those, so there was 2 of one colour and 1 of the other colour, and that did my whole face. And so this is definitely what I would call like a medium coverage. So tomorrow I'm actually going to do this again with a full coverage and see how that works as well, and how much I actually need to get that full coverage. But for that and the price of it, I think that that's actually amazing how far that's stretched out. I think that pretty much sums that up. If I think of anything else, I'll jump on tomorrow and talk about it, because I'm getting really tired. And now for the concealer. So apparently these used to come in a smaller one, and now, so that's why these are now called super size. I'm a bit gutted about that creasing under that eye. So those concealers are $14.50 New Zealand dollars. So again, very reasonable. The colour was really good. Again, the website was great, showing me what the different colours actually were. And yeah, I think the mixing the two together worked well for the colour that I am today. But yeah, just a bit gutted about that creasing. So yeah, I'll try that tomorrow, and we'll jump back on and let you know. Thank you so much. Have a good night, and I'll see you in the morning.